uh, today's Facebook Live or YouTube Live, sorry, is going to be about why you don't want a personal trainer. It is brought to you by the letter F for my garage flooded last night. So this is going to be an interesting one. I'm going to be sweating like a pig because it is ridiculously humid in here at the moment, and unfortunately, I haven't got the option of going inside because today is officially the first day of school holidays. And my kids have been together for all of 6 hours. So any parent out there would know they're at each other's throats and screaming and carrying on. So it's not the quietest place to go inside at the moment. I'm going to be drinking a lot of water because I'm sweating like a pig out here in this humidity. For those that live in Sydney, we've had massive storms the last week. I think we've had 3 or 4 absolutely epic storms. One the other day, they're actually trying to confirm whether it was officially a cyclone or not because of the winds patterns and whatever. I don't think there's ever in existence been a cyclone in Sydney. So if that happens, yeah, there's nothing wrong with the weather. Anyway, different story. Why you don't need a personal trainer. This is a topic that I get a lot of slack for, mainly because I believe people don't actually need personal trainers. I believe people don't. What people believe personal trainers to be, or what people want a personal trainer to be, is not actually what most personal trainers are. You go to any gym, it's going to be full of personal trainers. There's going to be at least half a dozen of them. Most of those personal trainers are going to be there to yell and scream at you for your half-hour session, 45-minute session, hour session, whatever it happens to be. Basically, going to get you to do as much as you can in that half hour and make you feel good and get a sweat and everything like that. Cool, that's good. I love that. I love that there's people out there willing to do that for you. Essentially, what they're doing for you though for that half hour, 45, whatever your session is counting to 10, whatever the reps are. Pretty sure most people out there that are old enough to go to a gym by themselves can count to 10 by themselves. The reason I say you don't need personal training is because you don't need someone to yell and motivate you for a half hour out of the day. You need someone to take care of you, teach you what you need to do, and keep you motivated for the other 7 days and 23 and a half, 6 days and 23 and a half hours that you're not with that personal trainer, or not with that, whoever it happens to be, fitness professional. I believe you don't need personal trainers. I believe you need a coach. You need someone that is going to teach you what you need to do to achieve your goals, not just point and shoot, follow a black and white plan. I believe you need someone that's actually going to coach you and teach you what you need so that you're going to be self-sufficient and you're not going to have to rely on that person. Unfortunately, most personal trainers are, in the industry in Australia especially, large majority of, not all of them, large majority of them are young kids out of high school, early 20s, and they're just in it for the dollar. So their main goal, and a lot of fitness professionals as well, their main goal is to get you to see them as much as possible for as long as possible and keep you seeing them and feeding money into them and keeping them going. The reason I'm not a fan of that is because you're not actually learning anything. My biggest passion, I say this a lot, my biggest passion is teaching people, is showing people and teaching people the knowledge that I've accumulated over my 38 revolutions around this ridiculous world of ours. I've spent I started training when I was late teens or mid to late teens, 16, 18 years old. I started taking my training a little bit more serious then and getting a lot more active with sport and fitness and stuff like that. I've officially been in the fitness industry for over 15 odd years, in many different forms and shapes and roles and stuff like that. I believe as a fitness professional, it is our duty, not just our job, but our duty to teach you everything we know so that you can live a healthy, fit, and happy lifestyle without having to rely on someone else. Because if I can teach you how to do it, then you can teach someone else how to do it, and they can teach someone else how to do it, and it expands and it evolves from there. Everyone should be helping everyone. Our society is way too selfish, but that's a whole other story. Society these days is way too selfish, and everyone's all about themselves and what they can get, not helping someone else, which is a whole other issue. Right. Stupidly hot in here. The floor's still wet, flooded that bad. But anyway, having a personal trainer is great. I'm not a fan of the label personal trainer because as soon as even people that go into the industry that think of being a personal trainer, straight away they think of just standing there because that's all they've seen over the years, and that's what most personal trainers do is they just stand there and yell at you for a half hour, whatever your session is, and get you to help you to count 10, which I'm pretty sure everyone can do by themselves. As soon as you leave out of that gym, majority of personal trainers aren't there to actually serve you. They aren't there to help you. You get a call every now and again. Hey, how you going, mate? making sure you're good for our session this afternoon, whatever it happens to be. But it all comes back to what you can do for the personal trainer, not what they should be doing for you. That's why I don't like referring to myself as a personal trainer anymore. I refer to myself as a coach, and I like to think of myself as a coach rather than, or an educator or a teacher rather than a personal trainer. I don't stand there and count to 10 for people. I don't care how good or bad it is for my business. My job in that 30, 45 minutes, yes, I'll put you through a really good workout if that's what you want to do. But my job in that 30, 45, 60 minutes, whatever our session is together, is to teach you as much information as I can, as quickly as I can, and in a format that you can consume. Outside of our sessions, my job is to make sure as my student that you know what you're doing every time you step foot in that gym. You know what you're doing every time you sit down at the dinner table. You know what you're doing every time you order a meal, every time you cook, every time you go and do some form of activity. My job is to make sure you have the education and the knowledge of everything that's trapped up in my mess of a head. You have all that knowledge as much as you can to be able to use that and apply that in your own life. There's a lot of trainers and a lot of people in the fitness industry that tend to think, I don't know why, I think it's just a cultural thing, tend to think that fitness and health is a one-size-fits-all option, and it really isn't. Yes, there are general guidelines and general rules, but they are not the gospel. I've done plenty of experiments and plenty of programs myself over the years that have completely broken. You've just got to go and look at someone like Tim Ferriss. Tim Ferriss, for those that don't know, is a self-confessed guinea pig. I love Tim Ferriss. I heard about him years and years ago now. I can't even think when the first time I started following his stuff and doing a lot and copying a lot of the stuff he does. I like to think of myself as a human guinea pig. I like to experiment on everything all the things I can't with. The only way of really learning is experimenting on it. I spent 15 odd years in the health and fitness industry experimenting on myself, trying different programs, trying different structures, trying different this, that, the other to see what actually physically works in the real world. But just because it works for me, it doesn't mean it's going to work for someone else. It doesn't mean it's going to work to the same degree as it works for me as it is for someone else. What our job is to give you all that information so that we can help you trial and error and find out what works. We know what definitely doesn't work, what's completely out of the realms of possibilities. We know what, as a general guideline, will have some sort of form of help for people, depending on what their goals are. We know, cutting out carbs, keto diet, for instance, it doesn't work for everyone, but for a majority of people, the basis of a keto diet is going to have some form of effect. It's then a matter of figuring out how to tweak that to make that work better for your situation, whether it's you haven't got time to cook meals, whether it's you've got cholesterol problems, whether it's whatever it happens to be. It's up to us to then try and find what works for you. Unfortunately, most personal trainers tend to think that their job finishes the second you finish your session. You finish their session, cool, high five, awesome work, good work today, mate. See you next week. And that's it. You don't hear from them until next week. And that's really disappointing. There's so much more value and so much more we can offer our students and so much more we can offer people. That's why I'm constantly doing things like this, putting these videos out there to put as much education as I can into the hands of the people that need it. There's not a one-size-fits-all approach. Unfortunately, as I said, there's a lot of people in the industry. It's a cultural thing. We've had these guidelines. You go and do your courses and you go and do your education and you get your certificates and that sort of stuff. And there's so much in those courses that are based around these guidelines, and it's drummed into you so hard that you almost start to believe that, okay, this is the only way of doing it. Someone wants to lose weight, you got to do XXX. Someone wants to put on muscle mass, you've got to do ABC. That's the only way of doing it. But there's not. As the old saying goes, there's more than one way to skin a cat. When it comes to fitness and health, there's a bazillion different ways to skin a cat. Honestly, there is so many different variables and so many different things that change in people's bodies and genetic structures. And when you break it down, it's ridiculous how many different variables and different things are involved in getting you to reach your goals as quick as possible. I'm very passionate about making sure people have that information. And if you're not working with a trainer that is checking in on you during the week, is giving you information, is giving you guidelines, is giving you not just, hey, all right, today we're doing this exercise, I'm going to do this many reps. We're doing this exercise because it's going to do this for you. We'll have a go at this one and see if this is going to work as a better option. Look, we're going to make sure we're going to be, when you come in tomorrow, I'm going to want you to do on this and this and this. All right, we really got to work on this. Okay, this is a week's, unless you've got a PT that is not just telling you the what, but the why and the how, they're really not helping you. They're helping themselves, they're not helping you. And that is, it's a pet peeve of mine to see guys out there, because there's guys out there that are brilliant trainers, really, really good trainers, and they have an immense amount of knowledge. They've been in the industry for years. They've been through a whole bunch of different varied a very varied field of expertise, and they've got all sorts of really smart knowledge, but they just don't teach it. Whether they don't know how to, or they're too scared to let that information out in case they lose clients or in case they don't get business. In all honesty, the more you share and the more information I put out there, the more response I get from people, and the more interaction I get from people. And that's that. I'm as a teacher and as a coach, it's what I love doing. I love getting that interaction. I love helping people and giving them the information they need to achieve their goals. There's nothing better. I know myself when I've struggled in the past. There's nothing better than reaching your goals and reaching the ultimate body and the ultimate person that you want to be. Whether you can get up in the morning, look in the mirror, whatever that shape, size, whatever it happens to be. If you can get up in the morning, look in the mirror, and think to yourself, "Man, I'm doing good. I'm happy with this." That's all. That's all we're about. If you can look in the mirror and not genuinely tell yourself, "I'm kind of feeling happy. Yeah, I'm happy with it," and deep down you're lying to yourself. That's not where you should be. Having a personal trainer it's not a can't think of the word that I want. It's not something that's for everyone. There are a lot of people I know. I've worked with people in the past that, because it's such a personal approach, and because, well, should be a personal approach, and because it's such a personal kind of thing, and a personal journey that you go through, you really got to click with them. If you don't click with your personal trainer, you don't feel like you have to stay with them, because that's the one that got assigned to you when you first signed up to the gym, or that's the first guy you found on whatever, the local newspaper, or local advertisement. Don't think you got to stick with them. I've had conversations with clients before that I've worked with, or students I've worked with before, that it just didn't really click. Like, I had a heap of information, we got on like there was nothing wrong with it, but we just didn't have that gel. We didn't have that relationship. And if you haven't got that relationship, you're not going to get as much out of it. To me, my students and the people I work with, they're like family. Um, they're not just an acquaintance. They're not someone that pays me income. They're like family to me. And I will do anything to help my family. I will do anything I have to. I'll give up as much time as I need to. I'll give as much information as I need to help my family to be the best family and the best tribe they can be. To me, that's what my students are. And if I don't have that click with someone, I'm not even going to try and sell them on coming and joining me for joining the tribe, and joining my group of students and getting in the family. If they're not there, I don't want that clash of personalities in there. I've got most of you kind of know, I've got a bit of a weird personality, a bit out there at times. I like to swear a lot. I'm just whatever. I do what I feel like. I dye my hair pink, I colour my fingernails, whatever. If I don't have someone that gets on with that, and someone that doesn't click and gel and have that relationship with, they're not going to get on with the group. Like, my entire group of students is like that. They're all a bit out there. They're all, whatever, have a bit of fun, laugh, and don't take yourself too serious. And if you're not going to click with the group, it's not going to benefit you at all. So why would I make you come into that, and try and get you into that if it's not going to benefit you? I'd rather help you find someone else that's going to have a much better benefit, and be much more advantageous to your goals, and help you reach your goals and maintain those goals, rather than forcing you to come in here and kind of trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. It's not going to work for anyone. Being a PT, to me, is a privilege. Being able to teach people, being able to pass on the knowledge that I've got, it's an absolute privilege. I love being able to sit down with someone. I get excited. I can be having an absolute crap day. I can have a new consult coming in, or a new student coming in, and have, look, phone's ringing. Facebook Lives don't work when your phone's ring. Video goes really, really buzzy. That's kind of weird. Um, I can have a new student coming in, have an absolute crap day, but have a new student coming in and just know, I just suddenly feel great. Like, I feel amazing, because I know I'm going to have the opportunity to pass on knowledge. I know I'm going to be able to help someone that quite possibly is stuck, is struggling, has tried 1,000 things before, is, pretty much at their wits' end of, look, I'm not getting where I want it to be. I'm not getting the life I want. I'm not getting the body I want. I'm not getting the mental state I want. Being able to show them that, look, it is possible. We can work together. We can find a way of making it happen. We can make it work for you. Having the opportunity to show someone that, it's brilliant. It just sparks my day up. It makes me feel so much better knowing that I can do that for someone and show them, because I know what it's like when I was having my absolute crap time through depression and stuff like that. I know what it was like back then, that I just felt like that was it. I was done. I'd be done for it. I didn't have a chance. But as soon as I kind of saw that light at the end of the tunnel, and I saw it was possible, and I saw that I had that chance of a better life and a better mindset and a better body, it just, everything kind of switched on. I just felt amazing, and having the opportunity to give that to other people is incredible. It just makes me feel great. It makes me, it's the whole karma thing. I give that energy out to people. I get it back. I feel amazing teaching people that and showing people how they can do that. But I digress. This is going on for 15 minutes. It's a bit of a quick one, but I'm sweating like a pig. Blasted garage. I'm gonna have to strip it out and pull cupboards out because there's water all underneath there. And good old Sydney storms had an absolute cracky yesterday. Guys, I hope that makes sense to you today. Share it if you think it's going to help someone else. If there's someone out there struggling and they need someone to talk to, I'm always open, guys. My social media is on 24/7. I'm on my phone 24/7. As you can see, I've got people calling me while I'm trying to do Facebook Lives, which I now have to call back. Guys, if you find someone that's stuck, if you think you need a bit more help, if you need a bit more guidance, if you're not sure how to look for a good PT, if you're not sure how to look for a good coach, or what area you want to look for, there's different coaches that specialize in different things. By all means, hit me up. I'm happy to give you some advice and give you some help where needed. As I said, I love helping people out and giving as much advice as I can. Completely no obligation. Happy to just have a chat and point you in the right direction if you've got any questions about anything. There is so much misinformation out there, and I'm going to try and use these videos to clear up a lot of the misinformation that's out there about this sort of garbage and about fitness and health. There's so many quick fixes and marketed stuff out there that just doesn't work. That people are getting sucked in, and there's too much misinformation that people think they're doing the right thing. They're really not. So hopefully I'm gonna clear up a lot of that for you guys during these videos. I will be doing another quick one of these tonight, just because I said I was going to do Thursday night and I still had some time, so I thought I'd throw one on now anyway. I will talk to you soon, guys. See you later tonight. I'll be back on here on YouTube. I will be sharing this across Facebook and all my other social medias anyway. Let me know what you think, guys. Share the video around. Help as many people as you can. I really want to get this information out to as many people as I can. As I said, if I can teach you, I want you to go and teach someone else. Pass it on, guys. I will talk to you later tonight. Have a good day.